Hello, I'm Paul Briley, and you're listening to Off the Comma. On this podcast, we explore all facets of what it means to feel stuck in life. We talk with people just like us who have found themselves sitting on a comma and not knowing where to go next. We'll unpack the experience, where they felt stuck, what they experienced, and what they learned. My goal is to inspire you by seeing yourself in others and finding possibility for yourself. Let's get into this week's conversation. Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Off the Comma. I'm really thrilled to be here. It has been such a year, and we are officially we have been now for a while, in year 3 of Off the Comma. So it's very exciting to kind of reflect back and think about all the people that I have met over the course of this podcast and just all of the really meaningful and powerful conversations I've had. And today is not going to be any different. And I'm excited today because I get to meet another person that I haven't gotten to meet before and learn about him through his story today. And it happens from time to time. He and I are on the same time zone and in the same state, which doesn't always happen. So I am going to hand it over to you now, Harker. Thank you for joining us on Off the Comma this week. Harker, I'm going to give you time to introduce yourself. Let's start with, how would you like to be known? And then you can share with us anything else you'd like for us to know.
I like to be known for being beautiful.
Aha!
But
Nice.
I don't think that will be, in my epigraph.
You never know.
As a writer, like, because I'm in LA, I write screenplays and fiction, and the novels are doing really well. Better than the screenplays at this point. But yeah, I like to really, I want to be known as a writer. I don't want to be a director. Anytime I see a movie being shot, I'm just like, oh my God, it looks like such a nightmare. I can't imagine being in charge of all that. Because people ask, oh, do you direct as well? It's like, no, thanks for asking. No.
Well, it sounds like what you're saying so far. And again, you correct me wherever I'm off. I'll reflect a lot of things throughout the conversation. But like, it sounds like you prefer being the creator, not like the implementer or the operator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Just give me the money, film my script, and invite me to the premiere. We're set.
Nice. Okay. Well, so writer/creator, like, how else would you like to be known? Like, what adjectives would you use to describe yourself as a person and a human being?
God, there's a lot of kindness there, but I also don't. There's a threshold still,
Mm,
and you're treated as you should be treated.
mm.
As you reveal who you are to me, because I can also I can become a Karen at various points, but it's legit. Like, this didn't come out of nowhere. This is a thing. So my point is ideally kindness. But I think a
Okay.
lot of people would just be like, God, he was my best friends. God, he was such an asshole. There are times I'm an asshole. Like everybody, we all have our moments.
I was going to say, I think that holds true for many of us. I don't want to
Yeah.
make any blanket statements, but like, I think about that too sometimes. It's like, I think of myself as a kind person as well, right? And then when I'm not kind, I'm really not kind. And it's like
Right.
there's this yin and this yang, this balance in each of us, right? Anything that's true, the equal and the opposite is also true, right?
Right. 100%. So
Okay.
I want to be remembered as a complex human, like all of us.
Okay. Yeah. By way of introduction, to kind of wrap this up briefly before we get into your story today, what else would be important to share with folks out there? What would you like for them to know about you? Kind of the whole, interests and hobbies, work, all anything else you'd share.
Okay, yeah. So I've been an editor my whole adult life, writer/editor. I didn't even consider myself a writer for many, many years,
Mm.
even though I had finished 2 books, but they hadn't been published or anything yet. So I was like, I don't know, I'm not really a writer. My friend's like, absolutely you are. And at some point I really became one. So that was it was nice to be checked like that. But no, you are. Okay, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was doing so much editing. And then
Yeah.
I didn't move to LA to write screenplays, but I was enraged at the world one day at the gym. I was doing abs, and I was just like, I'm going to write a screenplay about this. And so my first 3 scripts are all about my fury at the world, and 2 of them are comedies. So it's not like the other one is about vigilante killers. So that's that's more how
Mm-hmm.
I felt. But the
Okay.
comedies, yeah, it just so then I have 10 or 11 completed now, and I'm working on pitching them and marketing them, and the whole thing. And
Okay.
yeah, looking for managers. So anyone out there? I'm fun.
Nice.
I'm generally fun. Yeah, so I've got 10 or 11 there now. I have a producer sending out one of them. It's it was a contest to write a contained feature, and I don't remember if it was a thriller. I love thrillers and horror, so I don't know if that was part of the intent for this contest or
Hmm.
if I just made a thriller. So I finally did a contained film, and it's really it could be $30 million. It could be $2.5 million to produce, I think.
Right.
I know nothing about it, but in my head, you could really do it up with the special effects. As at the end, there are special effects. Other than that, it's almost all just four people in a house, and
Hmm.
it's a mind fuck. That's what gets everybody. It's because like, what is going on? What is going on? At the end, it's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I know.
Hmm.
Like my slasher who done it. Some people will figure it out. That's true
Okay.
to every movie. Some people knew Bruce Willis was dead, probably. I don't know, but so some people figured that out. That's okay. Sometimes I figure it out. I like when I don't. It's more fun to be surprised. Um, but the mindfuck thriller, no one will see it coming. No one
Hmm.
will see that coming.
Okay. What I'm seeing here, kind of like a maybe a bigger picture here, is that something around, and you can correct me here, but you are many things and you don't always see the thing that you are, but that you move and flow between things pretty easily, whether you see it or not.
It's true. Now that you mention it, when you say it like that, yeah.
Okay.
And like directing, I think would be so hard. Producing too. There's just so much of the coordinating all the stuff. It's hard enough to
Mm.
coordinate my social life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it also helps like to be here in LA. Like
Yeah.
you can do it from anywhere with Zoom, like we are now. You can
Sure.
write your scripts in a shack in Alaska. It doesn't matter, but it does help to be here, just to meet people. And it's Zoom is great. I love Zoom more than the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it just helps to have that FaceTime to really meet
Right.
people. And then it's like, oh hey, I have a friend who might be good for this. You know, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
producing, but like also I'm like, I don't know, you need an actor. I'm not an actor, but I know someone,
Right.
you know.
All right. Well, this is cool. I can't wait to see how some of this shapes out in the story that you're going to be sharing with us today. It was funny. I was kind of self-referencing there because it's like every time I've told anybody, it's like, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'll never do that, whatever. It's like, then it kind of becomes a thing that I end up doing. So
Maybe I will do
be
that.
interesting to see, how long it takes for you to be producing something. So
Oh God. Okay. I'm helping to produce a short film. It's a nightmare. I want
there
to
you
just be
are.
like, guys, fire me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Harker, before we get into the five questions, there's one I always ask every guest. As you think ahead to the next 30, 35 minutes or so of your sharing your story with us today, what intention would you have for yourself?
To not freak out in my head. That's always the thing. It's always whenever I do an interview, it's so lovely, but I always get anxious right before, like, oh God, what's gonna happen next?
Hmm.
So I have no idea. It's kind of like going in blind to the movies like I like to do, and just
Okay.
I'm there for the ride.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. My intention, I'm writing down there for the ride. That's a great statement. My intention today is to support you in your intention, and that is to create a space for you to be able to share your story with us, and that there will be people out there who will see a little bit of themselves in you and your story, and that will make them feel maybe a little bit more connected, a little bit less
Oh,
alone, and in
I
the
love
best of
it.
cases, even inspired or empowered to go out and do something they've been wanting to do.
Right? Oh, I would love that. Oh, I'd love to inspire someone.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Question one, Harker, is where in your life have you found yourself sitting on a comma?
Oh, I was managing editor of Out Magazine, and I was like, this is it. I'm doing something. So I don't need to worry about anything else. Let's go have fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I do wish I'd spent a little more time because I was like, I'm not a writer. I was still in that phase. And so I kind of wish I'd spent a little more time writing, but I also don't feel pressured to write. People in groups are like, oh, the flashing cursor, it's just a blank page. Oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. It's like, go do something. Go live your fucking life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're getting paid, you're hired to write something. That's different, obviously. But if you're just creating for yourself, seriously, too, like, you want, this is important to you, you can't push it. I don't understand. If nothing's coming, why am I there?
Mm.
I have shit to do, don't you? I say this to people all the time. I have shit to do. I'm going to go do stuff, and you find inspiration through life. So I wish I'd been a little bit, but again, I wasn't when I was at Out. I did some reviews and stuff. I was still writing, kind of, but I wish I wish the bug had taken. God, that sounds right to say that. I wish I
Well,
wish
the
that I,
creative bug, right?
yes, yes. I wish kind of wish it had taken off then, but it's also, I mean, as managing editor of a national magazine, like I was busy, it's doing stuff. So I don't
Hmm.
feel like it was wasted time, but I do feel like I could have been doing more.
So what I think I'm hearing you say then is you had this role. You had a role where not only did you have an impact, but you were able to kind of touch and tap into your own creative interests with writing. It sounds like you had this sort of relationship of I'm going to write, but I'm also not going to push it if I'm not feeling it. And so you did all the things, what felt important to you in the moment,
Mhm.
but perhaps there's a little bit of like post or after regret that maybe you could have done more with that time.
Yeah, I feel like it could have, but like I said, like it hadn't, the creative bug hadn't bitten yet. So,
Mm-hmm.
what I would have been sitting there trying to make something happen out of nothing,
Mm-hmm.
to a degree, and once it started that day at the gym, and I'm gonna write a screenplay. Um, the it didn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't stopped. Because I wrote two
Okay.
books. Like I said, I wrote one when I was 17, one when I was in my 20s. So those were done, my first two novels. Come on, they were done. So I didn't do anything. I started piddling around with an idea that never went anywhere. I'm still kind of piddling around with it now. So I didn't push it. But once it started, it was just crazy. Then the floodgates were just open, and now I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I could argue or I could pose, right? And again, correct me where I'm off. Like on the one hand, there's this mindset of a little bit of regret, but it doesn't seem like it's very strong because like you did the
It's not.
thing that you wanted to at the time or that you needed to at the time, right?
Right, right. It was
And
all organic the way I did
yeah. And then the creative bug did hit just at a time that you probably wouldn't have necessarily expected or
it. Right,
gambled on, right?
right, right, right.
Okay. So, here in this podcast with Off the Comma, you get to interpret what that means for you. Some people it's I was stuck, some people I was reflecting, and there's so many different
Sure.
interpretations. When you look back at this time that you were sitting on a comma, what I'm hearing so far is the time that I worked for Out Magazine, then the time after the creative bug started. Say more about, what parts of this were a comma, or was there another part after that sort of became a comma?
I kind of feel like I'm on a comma now. Now that you're bringing it up, I haven't, because I finished the screenplays. The books are out there, and I have ideas. I don't want to piddling around with. I have an idea for a screenplay. I'm just not doing it.
Hmm.
It doesn't feel bad. I don't, if someone is like, "Oh, we're looking for a screenplay like this," I'll fiddle with it and then send it off. But
Hmm.
that's because they're already done, and they're all edited. They're the ones that are in good shape are in really good shape. There are a few that need work, and that's fine. I still think they're good, but the
Hmm.
feedback I get, like they need some work, which is fair. That's totally fair. And some are really cheap, like premiered on Tubi. It's fine. Others are not. Others are
Hmm.
theatrical release. In my head, I
Hmm.
can't just give me the money and the credit. So I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I am now, but I feel like I should be doing more, especially since it's as a creative, it's just me. I'm the only one. It's not like I'm waiting on someone else to get things going, like with the,
Hmm.
the short film that we're trying to produce. And
Yeah.
everyone's doing so much. It's crazy. It's really fun. It's great to see people I know doing stuff.
Well, it seems like kind of what you're sharing here is there's the doing, and then there's sort of like the outcome that you hope for. Because I hear a number of things, and part of this, Harker, might feel like I'm kind of like trying to pin you down to a nice packaged little story. And that's not the case. I always enjoy it when somebody's like, and this was the comma, and this is what happened, and this is what I did. But I also like these kinds of conversations because I think this is also very close to reality for what a lot of us feel or experience for a thousand different things.
Sure.
So for you, there's this pressure of, well, I'm just not doing it, you said, but yet I am doing it
Right.
and
I'm still doing
and
stuff.
I have specific visions in my mind for what I want because you said there's the cheap one and then there's the epic. I forget the exact words you used, but like, what makes you say I could be doing more?
Because I feel like in some ways I'm resting on my laurels, I guess. Because in a
Hmm.
lot of ways I'm waiting for other people to buy the script, to review, give me feedback, whatever. So in some ways,
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on that since I have so many that are completed. And then the 3 books, where two come from? I have a love story, which is a love story, not a romance. I have a slasher whodunit, young adult, and then I have a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
They're all out there. So like in terms of just doing that too, marketing those things, I have to set up another one. The love story until September takes place across mostly a summer. So I promote it May through September. Then I
Mm-hmm.
take a break. It's weird. I sold like 62 copies last November. Who was buying it? How'd they hear about it?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm also still doing things. I'm just not creating the stories that I probably should be, just
What
in
makes you,
general.
yeah, what makes you say should be though?
Well, TikTok, life is short. It's
Okay.
not going to get done unless I do it. So why am I not doing it?
So you're feeling a time pressure.
Yeah, I kind of. Just the older you get, then you hear about people dying. The 18-year-old quarterback in high school, he just had a heart attack and died in the football field. Like, what's happening? You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, yeah, I lost 3 people in one week. Um, no one's super close, but still they were important. It's just what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck just happened? And no one was old. It's not like that. Anyway, so this has always been my mindset since I was a child. Always.
Okay.
Oh, I scraped my finger. Am I dying? That is where I go. So just the older I get, the more it's like, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
books are out there, the scripts are out there. People can find them after I'm dead, but also please find them when I'm alive and give me money.
Mm-hmm.
um, I just want to get it. I want to do it. Just not enough to do. I feel like I'm taking a break.
Okay.
But
So
I also want to
there's
be organic. I don't want to push it, like I said too. Sit down and write the thing because it should be fun. It should be fun. We're creating things. We're making friends. We're finding new
mm-hmm.
friends in the stories. It should be fun. We're not writing like medical whatever reports or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
which would
Mm-hmm.
not be fun. We're making things up. How is this not fun? So if it's not fun, that's a problem too. Is my point.
Yeah. Well, what you describe is something that I have heard many people talk about in different ways and for different situations and circumstances, right?
Sure.
There's at the center of it, there's this thing that I want to do. Like I hear you saying, I have written a bunch of books, right? And I also believe I'm hearing you say I want to write more books too. But what I also hear you saying is I want to turn these things into movies and that that is the thing that feels like you could be doing more, feels like it's not moving forward as fast as you would like it to,
It's not.
feels like there's so many, and again, correct me where I'm off,
Okay.
so many people who have to have a say so in bringing these things to life. And so there's time pressure, there's kind of effort pressure, I'll call it,
Sure.
because you want to be having fun with it. There's um is it really money pressure if you're like I want to make money off of it, but I didn't hear you say like, "Oh my God, I absolutely have to have the money right this minute."
It'd be nice.
Right? Sure.
But yeah, if the money too, then I could just like work on the writing as
Mhm.
opposed to my energy is going toward a job or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
yeah,
It
it's
seems like too with the money you would have some freedom and autonomy to be able
right.
to like pay for your own production if you wanted to, right?
Right. Oh
To
God, these would all be produced scripts if was a billionaire. I would just do
mhm.
it. What the fuck, just do it.
Mm.
you know?
Well, it's funny because we started in your introduction by saying, "Oh, I don't see me ever being a producer," but I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, isn't that kind of what you're saying, though? Is that if I could be a producer, I could just make these happen?
Well, if I was a billionaire, I could hire the producers to do it all,
Okay.
and I'd
Yeah.
have my fingers in the pot too. But because producing just seems so awful. Give
Mm.
us money, give us money. Oh God. I hated having to sell candles in seventh grade too. It's just so gross. Hi, I live down the street. Can you buy a candle? They say no. I'm like, good, get me the hell out of here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think if I had the money, I could just be more involved.
Yeah.
Maybe just actually be my own producer then too. Because otherwise, like, we're trying to raise money for a short film.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
short film. It takes place in one location. Like, it doesn't cost that much, but here we are. We did one campaign and fundraising campaign, and we made 3,100, which is something, I guess. but we needed 15. So
Hmm.
we're gonna do another one. And anyway, the
Well,
movie is charming. The script is really charming. As I said,
okay.
it's about myself.
Well, that was the question I was going to ask, is of all of these, creations of yours, is there one in particular that you're currently working on or that really calls to be brought to life on the screen?
Yes, the mindfuck thriller. It's called The
Mhm.
Alexandrite Ring. I just went into work for it on Saturday at a film festival. It
Congratulations.
thank you. It because it's like I said, some of them are quite good, some need work. Um,
Mhm.
this is one of the three best, and again, no one ever sees it coming. I
Mhm.
didn't sit down to write a mindfuck. It was just going to be home invasion for that writing prompt for that contest.
Mhm.
But it's very good, which is weird to say about yourself, I know, but also based on feedback. And sometimes you just know it's good,
Mhm.
you know. And it takes place in one house for the most part, so it wouldn't be that expensive either. And I also
Mhm.
think this is the one that would really break out. And I can see, we all think this. I can see Oscars. I can
Mhm.
see, yeah, best original song, best original screenplay, the acting, the directing, especially in one place like that where it's such a mind fuck for the cinematographer, the editor, the
Mm.
composer, what they could do with that. I think it's really fertile. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so the Alexandrite Ring, it's just a matter of getting someone to do it.
Well, I mean, let me acknowledge you for something here because you said, "Well, I think we all do this." And I have proof that we don't all do this, right?
Oh, great,
But
okay.
that we all could do this and we could all benefit by doing this. But I just want to acknowledge for how clear you are in your vision, right? And depending on what you're into, I talk to so many different people from different corners of beliefs and that sort of thing. But like the power of visualization, we talk about manifesting, speaking things into existence.
100%.
Like you are literally describing these things as if they are happening, as if they're just guaranteed to happen. And there's tremendous value in that, right? There's tremendous value in being able to say, I see it this clearly. I mean, that puts you so much closer to your vision
I guess
than
it
other
does.
folks who are still using the word hope, right?
Yes, hope is so much less than faith.
Mm,
Yeah, faith is the most important thing. And sometimes you're just going in blind.
mm,
I'm hopeful this will happen. I'm faithful this will happen. Faith is the manifestation. Hope is sitting in the chair watching TV, not doing anything.
mm. When you think about, because you were describing, this book in particular, this is the one you've already been clear about that. I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but it still fits in this conversation. And then
Okay.
then we're going to get to the second question of the five. How do I want to ask this question? I'm not pulling this out of my ass. Like I have a specific thing I want to ask, and I just don't know how to say it.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so this is your movie. It's being made. It's being produced. What is the most important thing you want your producer to know?
Good question. Try not to have too much dead air as I think about it.
Take your time.
I want her to understand how rich each of the roles is. Because, like I said, for the actors, they're four really, really good roles. I have
Hmm.
a cast in my head.
Okay.
Let's get Devon Sawa an Oscar, guys. But I do think Ethan Embry maybe is aged out of the character I had him in mind for.
Hmm.
Maybe not. I don't know. I love Ethan Embry.
Well, and you were very clear because you referred to the producer as her, so you've already got that in your mind.
I have a producer who's working on it with me. That's why I went with her as
Oh, gotcha.
opposed to
Okay,
them.
great.
So she's sending it out. I keep touching base. How's it going? I want an award.
Hmm.
I should tell her that. It's the same script. Hey, I just
Make a
won an
note.
award for this.
Make a note. By the time this episode airs, it'll be too late
Right,
for her to
right.
listen.
So
But
then, yeah. So
here's the thing, Harker. Oh my God, I'm totally jumping in on your story, but
no,
this is
go.
funny. So, the Katrina Kennedy episode, which was way back at the beginning of my podcast series, and she's a colleague of mine here in Sacramento, and she was talking about something similar, but it was a book she was going to write and everything. And then she ended up well, this isn't coaching, but she ended up making a declaration that she was going to write that book. And do
Oh,
you know, a
great.
year later, the book was written and I was talking to her and she was doing the circuit and everything like that. So it's what my whole point in sharing that is how fun it is for her to go back and listen to that episode when she had
Oh,
her
sure.
breakthrough.
Right,
So,
right, right.
so see, there's already potential, just enjoyment for you here, just looking back on this at some point.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah, so we'll see. Things change so fast
Mm-hmm.
sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's glacial, but sometimes it's just bam.
It
Um,
sounds like it.
so ideally, someone will sign me. It's like
Yeah.
just I know someone who has an agency. He's very nice. He has not signed me, but
Mm-hmm.
he's because of social media. I see every time he signs, every other person we know in common. I'm like, great.
Mm,
What about me? Especially because, like, at the beginning, I understand, but I have 10 or 11 scripts, so I've gotten a lot better.
mm-hmm.
You can't not, with anything you do consistently, you get better.
Mm.
And I think as an editor, too, like, that has helped make them very clean. If there's a misplaced comma or something, and we're doing a Zoom reading or something, I'm aghast. Oh my God, there's a comma there, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
they're really clean as well in terms of
Okay.
editing. And I've read people's scripts like, oh, I sent this off to whoever, and like this. I don't say that. I'm very nice about
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like this is not ready for anyone but you. You shouldn't have shown me, probably.
Right. Harker, let me jump into the second
Yeah.
question. And then as you answer it, you can also go backwards, forwards, expand on the story, wherever you need to take us. So
Okay.
the second question is, as you look back at or look at this comma that you're sitting on, what has it created for you? Or what is it creating for you?
I don't know. I wish I
Mhm.
had a better answer than that. Because it's been a few months. Again, I still tinker with them. Why am I not just doing it? The writing. But again, I don't like to force it. Like it'll happen when it happens, kind of thing. And
Mhm.
so it's also nice to take time off, just have some downtime and live life.
Right.
And but it's like, how long is this downtime going to be now? Should I be thinking about this more?
Well, let me ask you a question because maybe I'm missing something here. So, because you're saying write more, but it sounds like you're saying I want to be doing more to push the movie production forward.
I do because the fiction is all in my it's all my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's self-published, but the first book is sold 6,700 copies. Your
Mm-hmm.
average self-published book doesn't sell 100, and that's
Mm-hmm.
mostly to friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done a really good job with that. I just jumped in. I didn't even think about contests or anything like that till I just needed to get it out there. And God, what was the question?
Well, what is sitting on this comma creating for you?
Oh
And you said, "Oh,
yes,
I should be writing more. And I kind of posed back and said, is it writing that you need to be doing more of? Because I got the impression you were talking about moving this production forward.
yes. So there is that as well. So I just need to get producers involved, people who
Mm-hmm.
really know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of taking on like how to do a feature, even a small feature. It's I have no idea. I know a lot of actors. I can cast
Mm-hmm.
this if you guys want me to do that part. So I think in some ways it's just the living of the life, I guess. Doing my
Okay.
thing. Yeah, because especially since everything is done. I think that's part of it too, is starting.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when I got back into that book that I said I hadn't really done anything with. I had a lot written, way more than I remembered. So in some
Mm-hmm.
ways, it's kind of already there. I just have to jump on. um, but it's changed too, much better now that I'm not 26.
Mm-hmm.
Just I'm so different, and
Mm-hmm.
so what I'm doing with these characters is dramatically different. And I take notes all the time. Oh, they'll be good for this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just a matter of starting.
Okay. So you're saying while the vision for the book is that specific book, the production for that is still kind of cooking, percolating, marinating, what have you. You've put
Yeah,
those things in motion. What I believe I'm hearing you say is that, and leave that to cook. Let me go over here and continue writing more.
I have so many plates spinning.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
husband at one point, he was just like, "You need a publicist." I was like, "I need an assistant who is also a publicist." Like, thank you for
And a
acknowledging this.
producer, apparently.
And a producer, yes. It's just like I know what I need. It's the matter of getting it,
Yeah.
which is better than a lot of people have no idea what they want to do. Some people don't do anything except graduate high school and die, and I think that's weird. Um,
Hmm.
the horror of having peaked in high school is terrifying. But people just
Mm.
they don't do anything. It's like, even okay, you had kids. I'm sure it's very, very fulfilling. But didn't you want to do something else too?
Hmm.
Like, didn't you have thoughts in middle school, high school? Just whatever. I want to be an archaeologist. Whatever. Like, at least run a Facebook group about archaeology then. Something. I don't say
Hmm.
it's anymore because, like, as long as you're happy, I don't care. But I don't. I could never. There's too much to do. Fun stuff too. I don't mean just the writing, which is also fun. But no, I don't just mean career-wise, just life.
Right.
Why aren't you doing the thing? Not rhetorical. Why are you not doing the thing? Not you specifically. Anybody.
Right. No, 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 no. Well, you're asking yourself the question, right? You said, I've got a lot of plates spinning. Sounds like you're enjoying spinning the plates and you're enjoying the plates that are spinning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then let me go to question three. This might be a little bit of a leap in the arc of your story. It might not. But um, as you look at these commas that you're describing, or this comma in particular, what have you learned about yourself as a result of sitting on this comma?
I do worry, not that I won't be inspired, but that, again, TikTok.
Hmm.
Time's running out on every single person in the world.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of stuff. So it's not like if I stopped now, it would still be a productive life.
Hmm.
I'll have left my mark, you know. So that's great, but that doesn't mean I don't want to hit other marks.
Right.
I'm gonna be up the stairs on the Oscar stage, man, and I'll start babbling and I'll black out. I always black out when I'm talking in front of people. It's not
Mm.
because drinking or anything, just because I'll sit down like, what the fuck did I just say? Did I swear?
Well, you're saying that, and again, correct me where I'm wrong, but there's more you want to do and you want to do it before this clock finishes ticking. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge, because you say TikTok, you've said it a couple of times. So you're talking about TikTok in the time sense, not in the app sense. Because the very
Right,
first
right.
time you said it, I was like, oh shit, man, like you got to quit listening to these people on TikTok. Says the
No,
dude who's always like listening to people on TikTok. But
funny.
no, you're talking about a time sense. Let's talk about that
Yeah,
for a second though, because this is very real for you. That's all that matters in this conversation. Yet, and it's real for other people. So I've heard you say, I would be complete if my clock ran out today. Because you
not
said a
quit
couple of
yet.
times, my books will live on without me. I feel like I've had a productive life. Yet the clock hasn't run out, and you want that Oscar.
Yeah, so very much so. I'm not
Hmm.
done. I do my Oscar speech at the gym when I'm doing cardio. I do a
Hmm.
lot of what are they called? The shit. The oh god. Affirmations. I do those a
Yeah.
lot at the gym when I'm doing cardio. It really, really helps to break down the time. Oh god.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, I do my Oscar speech. It's
Hmm.
changed as people have left my life. Or I kicked them out. It's changed. There's a lot to say in 45 seconds, but I talk fast, so I'm gonna slip in a dirty word too. They'll never know.
Hmm.
Because my friend and I kind of call each other pussy cunts, and so I'll say two PCs in a pod, and no one will know what I mean. You will know. Two pussy cunts in a pod is what I will be saying.
The coded language. I love that. Well, Harker, I believe what I'm hearing you say is like what I'm learning about myself is that I still very much have the drive. I still very much want the thing,
Mhm.
and that I'm still very powerful at visualizing.
Yes, yes. I believe in manifestation. Just we set the plate at the empty side of the table, and then someone will come.
Hmm.
Not that moment necessarily, but that kind of metaphorical thing. Yeah, you have to be making it happen. It's not going
Hmm.
to happen unless you do it, so do it. And it's probably what I should be doing now. It's like doing already. But
Mm.
yeah, I still have the drive. I know what I want, which is a lot of Oscars. No,
Mm.
truly, I'm not making a joke, but it's also true. I imagine before the Alexandrite ring, I would win an Oscar for screenwriting, maybe for my comedy, but for best original song
Hmm.
that's written. I write songs now too. That came out of nowhere.
Okay.
I want to know a word from England for one of my songs. It's really weird.
Well, but is it though? I mean, I hear in you someone who like has this drive, has this, kind of pull, if you will, to create. I mean, you clearly are creating, you're creating a lot extensively. And every kind of like every new turn in our conversation, there's, oh, and I did this and I did this. And so, I mean, it seems like you very much are doing more and there's more you would like to do.
Yes, yes, 100%.
And I think the other thing that I heard from you or that I'm taking from it is that doing more can mean more of the thing, and doing more can mean shift gears and go do something else while the thing is cooking, right?
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Hmm. Harker, what has changed for you as a result of sitting on this comma?
I don't know, because I feel like I'm always busy, but I also
Hmm.
don't feel like right now, like I'm saying, like I'm not writing the scripts, the books. But I am, and think about it, poems and songs. I wanted a word for a poem, And
Hmm.
I just got back to, as an angsty 13-year-old. That's redundant. And so I wrote a lot of poems then, but then it stopped, and then I started doing it again. And there, as much as a song lyrics can quote unquote just be a poem, it can be both, but I do find there's a difference. I
Hmm.
don't necessarily know when I start writing it. Um, this is different, and you can sing anything, obviously, but
Hmm.
I think that there's just a difference. I don't know. I think also with music, it verse chorus bridge verse chorus fade. It's essentially
Hmm.
the same. It's That's why we have pop songs, because we follow the rhythm or
Hmm.
whatever. So yeah, it's been really fun to do the songs. I'm meeting someone Wednesday to see if friend of a friend. I didn't realize she was a musician until like 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, I got some songs, so I'm gonna
Hmm.
get together with her. So I guess my point is, I am still creating. Whenever I'm in an Uber, I'm working. I
Hmm.
know. Oh God, the psychologist. So when do you not work? I said, oh, well, I don't know. If I'm at the movies, I'm thinking about the movie. How much did this cost? Where did they shoot this?
Hmm.
I've seen her before, whatever. So it's like I'm still kind of working. And like I said, in the Uber, I'm working. I don't want them to talk to me. I'm sometimes very nice, but it's like I set aside this time to do this now.
Hmm.
And I'm still working, I guess is my point. I can't think about my projects and I'm going to sleep, because then I become like rejuvenated.
Mm.
That will
Mm.
give me too much energy. So I need to not think about something that will help lull me into slumber.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems too like, I mean, a lot of people will talk about, when they're on a plane is when they can do the writing part of their work or,
Totally.
finish the tasks and so forth, or, coming up with creative ideas in the shower and so forth. But
Right.
what I sense coming from you also, again, tell me if any of this is wrong, but there might be a distinction between working and creating, right? Because you talk about creating songs, poems, books, screenplays. Did it at the gym with the abs, doing cardio, also in the Uber. So on the one hand, I could say, well, these are all times when you're creating and you don't necessarily control that, but
Mhm.
sometimes you do. And your work is creating, so sometimes it is the same thing you're talking
Mhm.
about and it energizes you.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets me going. So
Hmm.
like, I don't think about when I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I have to take notes, because I'll forget. We've all done it a million times. Oh, I'll remember in the
Hmm.
morning, then you don't. You remember that you thought of something, but you don't remember what you thought.
Right,
So I have
right.
to take out my phone, which is obviously sitting on the nightstand next to me, but get on my phone, put the notes down, because I'll forget. And sometimes it's fucking gold, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes it's not. I was just stoned.
Right. Okay. So just this constant stream of creativity. I was going to ask the question earlier. It's like when when you kind of come up with or create these things, songs, poems, books, screenplays, like what inspires you? But I don't know if you can answer that question simply. It seems like you're always inspired.
Yeah. Life, people, memories, just whatever. With
Hmm.
songs too, can just be uh, just a phrase. Just I'm like, oh, that's something there. I'll get back to this. And sometimes I
Hmm.
do. Ideally, I will to all of them. But I also feel like one of those people who'll be doing it until he dies. There'll always be something going on.
Mm-hmm.
When I got into, I don't want to sound like an asshole. When I, I've been in Mensa for like 23 years or something like that, and there's one that call themselves the Thousanders. It's an international society for philosophical inquiry. It is so fucking unwieldy. I have to think about it every time. But so Mensa is the 98th percentile. This is the 99.9th percentile.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into that. They advertised in the Mensa magazine. So I was like, well, I'll throw it out there. Let's see. And I got in. And so it blew my face off. I was like, what? I mean, I submitted, so I knew it was going to be yes or no at some point. But
Right.
once I got over kind of the shock, the surprise, and the joy, I was so like, oh my God, I'm so pleased with myself. And how did I do this? I don't know. And it made sense. It made sense
Mm-hmm.
because I am thinking all the time. And this makes me realize, like, oh, so I've been right this whole time. Most people are stupid. It confirmed that. Mensa didn't even do that. This is just like, oh, why are you so slow? Why are you standing there? The light's green. Why are you not going? Oh, you're not that smart, which is
Mm.
terrifying. It's also comforting to know that, okay, well, see, I don't want to like an asshole about it. You know, I'll be with friends in their cars. I'm just like, oh my God, you're going to get a shot. You're not going fast enough or whatever, you know. But I don't say
Okay.
anything. I'm just happy I'm not the one driving. So I think, here
Mm-hmm.
we go. So, white
Mm.
knuckle it. But yeah, so many, like I said, so many people don't do anything with
Right.
their lives. I think it's baffling.
Well, it seems to fit in with this theme, right? That you've been talking about, kind of on a clock and, being time sensitive. And now this makes sense, or rather, it adds some color to some of the things that you shared earlier, right? Which is there is this pressure, this sort of sense of urgency, this sense of speed, right? To because
Yeah.
there's just not enough time to create all the things you want to create.
Yeah, it's go, go, go. Like, oh,
Hmm.
so you left your shopping cart diagonally in the middle of the aisle and walked away?
You're baiting me. You're rage baiting me right now.
Oh God, I get going. My friends are like, "Oh my God, you're such an asshole." Like, but I'm right. I know when I'm right. There are times it's shades of gray or whatever. There are times where it's like,
Hmm.
no, but I'm right. This
Hmm.
is this is the scary part. People come up to me years later, be like, "You're right. People are like this." So it's like I wasn't talking out
Hmm.
my ass.
Hmm. Okay.
Anyway, so again, I don't obviously think everyone is stupid. I just get frustrated with
Sure.
people
Sure.
a lot.
Okay.
I've
Well,
softened as I've gotten older.
yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. And maybe that's one of the things that's changed, right?
Oh, sure, totally. Good
So
call.
So you've spent a fair amount of time describing to us kind of what it's like for you to be in creation mode, to, want to be doing more, to enjoy the work and also be frustrated by the work, and for things to not move you to your vision as quickly as you'd like. And yet, by the same token, you also are able to find other things to do and continue to kind of be, um, I'll use the word productive if that's a
Yeah.
right word, be productive while you wait on things. Let me go to the fifth question, and that
Oh,
is, Harker, what does getting off the comma look like for you?
I feel like I would be swinging on the comma, so I would jump off. And it's not very high in the air because I have a crippling fear of falling. I would not be on a swing if it was not like more than 1 feet off the ground. Um, what was the question? What would it take to get me off the comma?
No, what does it look like for you? What does getting off the comma look like for you? You said swinging on a comma and jump off.
Jump off and right into my throne at the computer and just
Mm,
do it. Do it. I'm also, since it's just me, I'm researching, publishers, and agents and managers. This just goes on forever because the books are different from the screenplays.
mm-hmm,
Maybe they represent both, but maybe they don't. They're very different. So it's really
mm.
a matter of me just sitting down and doing it. That would get me off the comma. Will I do that
Okay.
tonight? Who knows? Maybe after all
Right.
this.
Others have shared the same thing too, right? Is just do it or take action or make the time, make the space, right? So this, it's very similar to what so many people have said, and I so appreciate what you have shared with us today. I know we could probably
Right.
get into so many more stories because you are a storyteller.
It's true.
Harker, as we kind of wrap up our episode and our conversation today, Couple of things as we
Okay.
close. First of all, for people who are interested in connecting with you, are interested in learning more, hearing more about you and your stories, I'll put the links in the show notes, but tell us, where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm in Facebook. If you Google me, I'm everywhere. Every once in a while I Google myself. She's like, oh, has anything happened?
Right,
Should
right.
I
Or
be aware of something?
who's put some things out there, right? And sometimes people will mention a website. You have a website?
I do. HarkerJonesLA.com.
Okay, awesome.
Someone
All
already
right.
said HarkerJones.com. I thought that was weird.
What's that? Somebody already took it?
Who the fuck took my name?
And somebody
It's an
did it.
unusual name. Like, so like I think people just do that and then you pay them to have it back. I was like, fuck you. So I added the LA.
Right. Or there's another Harker Jones out there that you just need to meet, right?
Be so interesting.
Nice. Last thing before we wrap up today is a section that's very important on it and important, and I do for every episode, and that is I call it acknowledgments, because you telling your story today is a form of lifting up voices and being able to learn from people who are like ourselves. And so your story wouldn't be complete if we didn't give you an opportunity to lift up others who matter to you. And so that could be causes, organizations, other creators, or just people in your circle who are important. So this is your opportunity to give a voice to them or boost them or lift them up. Who
Is this
would
my
you like
Oscar
to
speech?
acknowledge? What's that?
Is this my Oscar speech?
So right there you go. Now's your chance, right, to do it without blacking out.
uh,
Who would you like to acknowledge today? And I'll be sure to reference them in the show notes.
oh, great. Cecilia Nahar. She was one of my screenplay instructors. She and her husband did this, and he died just suddenly out of the blue. He
Mm.
called me the night before. I was like, who calls someone? Anyway, so Cecilia Nahar and my husband Anthony, my parents. That's the Oscar speech. No, um, I met so many creatives here in town. So many people. They're so talented. So few people
Mm.
actually break through, considering how many people are trying, not even just want to, but are working at it. And so I feel like I'm babbling now. So I will say, Katie Thomas, one of my best friends, David Charles, he's changed his life so much. That sounds weird, like he was a disaster, but he was a makeup
Mm.
artist. Now he's becoming a psychologist. He just
Hmm.
pivoted.
Wow. More
um,
transformations, right?
yeah. My sister Tammy. I don't know who else should I say. I'm afraid to start saying some people and then not say everybody. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Okay.
it's just so many people have been such good guides, and it's just weird that like now I can give feedback on people's screenplays. You
Yeah.
know, not just why is there a comma there, not just
Right.
editing it, but give feedback. And I know what I'm talking about because I've been
Mm.
doing this for long enough and I have so many that are done. And of course, there's no perfect way to do it. There's a
Right.
format, but like what you do within that is unique to everybody,
Mm.
which is true of life, I
Nice.
guess. Everybody's
Yeah.
like,
Well, Harker, thank you for sharing those acknowledgments. I'll be sure to put those in the show notes as well. And I just want to thank you again for coming on the show this week, for sharing your story with us and giving us yet another example of what people experience when they're sitting on a comma and how they go about getting off the comma. And we'll definitely look forward to following your journey ahead. I
cool. Well,
wish
thanks for
you,
having me. This has been
yeah,
lovely.
I wish you a wonderful week ahead.
You too. Thanks so much.
What an honor it is for me to hear and share these powerful stories. I hope you feel the same way. Think about what you learned from this conversation. I encourage you to write it down in some form of journaling or reflection, because surprises can reveal themselves to you when you write your thoughts down. If you were moved by today's conversation, pass it along to someone you care about. And if you do discover something you'd like to unpack further, book a call with me and let's talk about it. My links are in the show notes. Be sure to like this episode and follow the podcast here on this platform and all social media at Off the Comma. Feel free to interact and comment. Thank you for listening to this episode of Off the Comma. As always, keep noticing and keep listening.